U.S. withdraws from Open Skies Treaty with Russia, officials, Fox News. Former CIA station chief Daniel Hoffman says the U.S. is exposing Russia's hypocrisy by suspending the INF nuclear treaty. The United States officially pulled out of another arms control pact with Russia on Sunday, marking the end of a 6-month notification process informing Moscow, U.S. officials told Fox News. The Trump administration withdrew from the Open Skies Treaty, which was signed between former Cold War foes in 1992 to set up unarmed, reconnaissance flights over each other's territory to collect data on military forces. However, the U.S. has accused Russia of violating the agreement for years, barring flights over Russian territory, including Kaliningrad, where nuclear weapons are suspected of being present and in range of major European capitals. On May 22, 2020, the United States exercised its right pursuant to paragraph 2 of Article 15 of the Treaty on Open Skies by providing notice to the treaty depositaries and to all states parties of its decision to withdraw from the treaty, effective 6 months from the notification date, Cale Brown, principal deputy spokesperson for the State Department, said in a statement. 6 months having elapsed, the U.S. withdrawal took effect on November 22, 2020, and the United States is no longer a state party to the Treaty on Open Skies. How Obama-era budget controls have hurt U.S. military readiness against growing China, Russia, Iran threats. Earlier this summer, the Pentagon issued a statement saying that it has become abundantly clear that it is no longer in the United States' best interest to remain a party to this treaty when Russia does not uphold its commitments. At the time, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said the move was inspired at least in part by Russian violations of the accord. U.S. pulling out of Cold War-era nuclear treaty with Russia, Pompeo announces. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo says the U.S. is pulling out of a major arms control treaty with Russia, citing alleged violations by the country, Rich Edson reports from the State Department. While the United States, along with our allies and partners that are states parties to the treaty, have lived up to our commitments and obligations under the treaty, Russia has flagrantly and continuously violated the treaty in various ways for years, Pompeo said in a statement. This is not a story exclusive to just the Treaty on Open Skies. Unfortunately, for Russia has been a serial violator of many of its arms control obligations and commitments. The Trump administration's withdrawal from the treaty comes at the same time the president gave remarks during the virtual G20 summit. Message to Iran: B-52 bombers deployed to Middle East. Ahead of the official withdrawal, some American lawmakers also voiced skepticism about the treaty and encouraged the U.S. departure from it. Russia is the sole beneficiary because the U.S. relies on advanced spy satellites in space to gather intelligence which is not covered by the treaty. Also, the overflights are seen more as a propaganda boost for Moscow, which in the past has flown over President Trump's Bedminster Club and the nation's capital in recent years. Some experts believe the United States' departure from the treaty is a sign that Trump is preparing to exit the one major arms treaty remaining with Russia. New Start. Gen. Jack Keane: Russia, China are fundamentally opposed to the democracies of the world. Retired 4-star General Jack Keane reacts to Vladimir Putin saying Russia-China military alliance is possible. Retired 4-star General Jack Keane reacts to Vladimir Putin saying Russia-China military alliance is possible. This treaty, which is set to expire in February, weeks after the next presidential inauguration, limits U.S. and Russian forces from deploying no more than 1,550 nuclear warheads at a time. Trump has insisted that China must join what is now a U.S.-Russia limit on nuclear arsenals. Democrats have expressed concern that pulling out of the treaty could harm relationships with European allies who rely on it to keep tabs on Russian activities. President-elect Joe Biden has called Trump's decision to withdraw from the treaty short-sighted. Open Skies was first proposed by President Dwight Eisenhower in 1955, but the Soviet Union refused. It was brought up again by President George H.W. Bush and negotiations began in 1992 following the fall of the Soviet Union. It went into force in 2002 and now has 35 signatories.
The book of Job, chapter 13 and verse 4. But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value.
حسین جانم حسین.
I want to categorically deny any United States involvement in any kind of act of violence inside Iran.
In Iran, an actual whodunit with international implications. An Iranian nuclear scientist was assassinated today in Tehran.
There have been scientists turning up dead in Russia and in Iran. There have been computer viruses. There have been problems at their facility. I hope that the United States has been involved with that.
Maximum covert operations to block and disrupt the Iranian program, including taking out their scientists, including breaking up their systems, all of it covertly, all of it deniable.
In Tehran's early morning rush hour, 2 daring attacks. One killed Majid Shariari, a nuclear engineer. Here's what's left of his car after 2 men on a motorcycle stuck a magnetic bomb to the door, then detonated it as they pulled away. Nearby, Feridun Abbasi, identified by the UN as involved in nuclear or ballistic missile activities, was targeted the same way, although he escaped with only injuries.
Half measures like assassinations or sanctions are only going to produce the crisis more quickly. The better way to prevent Iran from getting nuclear weapons is to attack its nuclear weapons program directly.
One of Iran's top nuclear scientists has been killed in a car bombing in the capital Tehran. Mustafa Ahmadi Rashan reportedly supervised a department at the Natanz uranium enrichment plant. The authorities have pointed the finger at Israel and the US. The Obama administration is denying any role in the death. Ahmadi Rashan is the 4th atomic scientist to be killed in Iran since 2010.
It's an interesting situation in that, the evidence that there is some sort of campaign to assassinate the nuclear scientists of Iran is clear in a general sort of way, but there's no specific evidence telling us who's doing it. So that's a question hovering over the whole situation. And you've got the Iranians pointing a finger at Israel and at the United States, but there's a failure of proof right now.
A scientist believed to be the driving force behind the now disbanded Iranian nuclear program has been killed on the outskirts of Tehran. His car was reportedly blown up and then came under fire. The Iranian Defense Ministry has called it a terror attack, while Tehran's top diplomat has said he believes that Israel was behind it. Israel itself has yet to comment on that accusation.
There are constant threats. We've been under threat from the Islamic Republic of Iran since at least 2015, when the previous administration made the mistake of entering that horrific nuclear deal and gave money and resources to this regime. The threats remain, and we'll continue to take actions to respond to them.
Qasem Soleimani, former general in Iran's Revolutionary Guard and a commander of the Quds Force, has been killed in a rocket attack apparently initiated by the United States.
خانواده‌های سربازان آمریکایی در غرب آسیا که شاهد ذلت آمریکا در نبردهای سوریه، عراق و لبنان و افغانستان و یمن و فلسطین بودند، در انتظار مرگ فرزندانشان روزهایشان را سپری خواهند کرد.
Some analysts suggest that the impeachment of President Trump has emboldened enemies like Iran and North Korea to think that they can confront him. Do you think that, as misguided as it may be, that some of our enemies think that this president is more vulnerable because of the impeachment effort?
You should ask Mr. Soleimani.
All right, Shalom. I'm going to start by giving all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and where I learn this truth, all right? All right, so, you know what I'm saying? Here we go again, all right? America, you know what I'm saying? Spiritual Sodom and Egypt, all right? You're getting ready to be judged and you're getting ready to be destroyed, all right? The whole world has found you out for your wickedness, all right? All these other nations see America for who she is, Mystery Babylon. All right, and now, you know what I'm saying, it's coming a point the time to where Yahweh Shema Shai is gathering these nations over there in the Middle East, all right, getting ready for World War III, all right? And America is going to be devastated in that war, all right? They're not going to win, all right? So let me read Joel chapter 3, starting at verse 2. It say, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for mine heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. All right, when it says Jehoshaphat, in the Hebrew, that's Yahweh Shaphat, meaning Yahweh's judgment, place of Yahweh's judgment, all right? It's over there in, all right, the Persian Sea, all right? I'm going to jump down to verse 9. It say, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty man. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. All right, and that's what you're seeing, all right? All these smaller nations are girding up, getting ready to fight, all right? Because ultimately they know they have Russia, all right, Gog and Magog to back them, all right? And Iran is going to be there with Russia, all right? It's going to be Iran, Russia, as well as China and North Korea, all right? And you know what I'm saying? NATO is going to turn on America too in the end, all right? But right now, when it starts out, those four powers are going to be against America, all right? You're going to have Russia, Iran, North Korea, and China, all right? The four superpowers, so to speak. All right, it say verse 11, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither, cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. All right, and the heathen are basically the sons of men, all right? You got Esau, you know what I'm saying, is the son of the devil, all right? These other nations are the children or sons of men, all right, and then you got the Israelites, which are the sons of Yahweh, all right, the sons of God, all right, 3 classifications of men, all right. Verse 13, it say, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe, come, get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision, all right, Yahweh Shaphat, all right, Yahweh's judgment. Verse 15, it say, the sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. All right. And that's because them ICBM missiles are going to be getting shot off, all right? And when them ICBMs go up, you know what I'm saying, they're going to block out, you know what I'm saying, the sun and the moon, all right? Let me see, verse 16, it say, the Lord also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem in the heavens, and the earth shall shake. But the Lord shall be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel. All right, and the reason the heavens and the earth are going to shake because those missiles are part of Yahweh Shem Shai's army. All right, so when they go up and they come down, you know what I'm saying, as the scriptures say, the earth is going to rock to and fro like a drunkard, all right? And then when you read Isaiah 34:5, it tell you, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven and come down upon the people of my curse to judgment, the Idumeans, all right? And Idumean is just a Greek way of saying Edom, the Edomites, all right? So them nuclear missiles are going to come down on Esau primarily, all right? Primarily right here in Mystery Babylon, so-called America, but they're going to hit in various other places as well, all right? And Israel is going to be destroyed as well. Not the people, meaning the Israelites, but the Israelis in that land over there, all that's going to get burnt up, all right? Those two places are prophesied to be utterly burned off the face of the earth, all right? Let me see, verse 17, it says, so shall ye know that I am the Most High Yahweh, power dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall no strangers pass through her anymore. All right, and the scripture tell you a bastard shall dwell in Asgard, all right? Because the people that's in that land right now are not the real people of the land, all right? What the scripture tell you, I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them who say they are Jews and are not but do lie, all right? Talking about Esau, Edom, all right? Them fakes over there. And everybody knows that you Edomites are not the original people of that land, all right? So let me hit verse 18 and say, and it shall come to pass in that day that the mountains shall drop down new wine, and the hills shall flow with milk, and the rivers of Judah shall flow with waters, and the fountain shall come forth out of the house of the Lord, and shall water the valley of Shittim. Verse 19, Egypt, talking about America, because America is spiritual Sodom and Egypt, that's Revelations 11:8. It say, Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom, talking about the Edomites, shall be a desolate wilderness. for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. But Judah shall dwell forever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation. All right, so you Edomites are going to pay for your violence against Jacob. All right, this is why all this is getting ready to take place. All right, Esau, Edom is the wicked. That's Job 9:24, as well as Malachi 1:4. All right, and the earth is given into his hand. All right, Jacob and Esau were both promised, you know what I'm saying, to rule the earth. All right, and the scripture tell you, the elder shall serve the younger, and the elder is Esau. The first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. Then his brother came out Jacob. All right, they didn't describe Jacob because Jacob looked like everybody else. They described Esau because Esau was red. All right, he had the mark of Cain on him. All right, he was born with leprosy. All right. So now let me go to Ezekiel 38. All right, to show you how Russia is going to play a big role in this. All right, this is Ezekiel 38. Start at verse 1. It says, "And the word of the Most High Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the prince of Mashish and Tubal, and prophesy against him. And say, Thus saith the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshesh and Tubal. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet." All right, so it says Persia. All right, that's Iran. All right, that's Iran is called Iran today, but their biblical identity is the Persians. All right, so it's letting you know. All right, Gog, meaning the Russians. All right, is gonna have the Persians with them. All right, as well as the Ethiopians and the Libyans. All right, some Hamites. All right, then it names some more. It says Gomor and all his bands, the house of Togomor of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. All right, be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So Russia is going to be a guard unto the Persians. He's going to be a guard unto the Hamites. He's going to be a guard unto Japan. To China. All right, and then, you know what I'm saying, China has its own military as well, but nevertheless, Russia has the number one stockpiled military with the most nuclear weapons. All right, nobody has more nuclear weapons than the Russians. All right, I think they said last time hold on, let me pull it up. I got the image queued up. 1 second, let me get it. All right, this is that's all Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and that I even kept this screenshot. All right, it says nuclear warheads by country. As you can see, number 1 on that list is Russia. All right, number 2 is the United States, and number 3 is China. But as you can see, the top 2 are head and shoulders above the rest. All right, nobody can compete with Russia and the United States. All right, when it comes to these nuclear warheads. All right, but as you can see, all right, this is why Russia is going to be a guard to China. All right, as well as North Korea, and as well as Iran. All right, and America knows this. That's why they, you know what I'm saying, doing what they doing. They'll fuck with, you know what I'm saying, people outside of Russia, but the Americans know not to take their ass to Russia and do no crazy shit. They know that already. They'll play that game with the Iranians, all right, and the Chinese to a certain extent, but they won't take their ass to Russia with that shit. You know what I'm saying? So let me get back to the scripture. All right. So now let me see verse 8. Let me see. I want to read. Let me see. I'm gonna read it. It say, "After many days thou shalt be visited, in the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people, against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste, but it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely among them." Let me see. I'm gonna go down to verse 10. It says, "Thus saith the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought." All right, and Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is gonna have the angels, all right, get into the minds of these military leaders and the heads of these countries like Putin, all right, and Yi, and they're gonna think that evil thought, all right, and they're gonna come together and they're gonna fuck America up, all right, as well as the Iranian President, what's his name, Rahimi? So like if I didn't say it right, but that dude, all right. Let me see. And it says verse 11, and they shall say, I will go up into the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. All right, that's talking about America. America doesn't have any gates, all right, around it, any fences, any protection. All right, America's never been physically touched by another nation on its ground, on America's soil in a war. All right, it's these people that live in America are at ease. All right, you people have never seen warfare. You've never seen devastation come to your front door the way, you know what I'm saying, it goes down in Iran, all right, and the way it goes down in different parts of places on this planet. You people have never seen warfare at your door, all right? America always sends their troops to another place, to another country's land, and fights them there. They've never had the shit be brought to them on their own shores, so to speak, all right? But it's coming. Verse 12, it says, to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods to dwell in the midst of the land. Sheba and Dedan, and the merchants of Tarshish, with all the young lions thereof, shall say unto thee, art thou come to take a spoil? Hast thou gathered thy company to take a prey, to carry away silver and gold, to take away cattle and goods, to take a great spoil? All right. You know what I'm saying? America is going to be spoiled, all right? It's going to be ultimately burned up, but it's going to be a spoil, all right? And all these other nations are going to turn against this fucking whore as well. Let's go to Revelation 17. All right. I'm going to start at the top. It say, and there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. All right, and that whore is talking about America, all right, and that many waters is talking about the other nations. All right, and to prove that, you jump down to verse 15 and say, and he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. All right, verse 16, and say, and the 10 horns which thou sawest, talking about NATO, all right, in the EU, upon the beast, these shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. For Yahweh had put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of Yahweh be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. Talking about America, all right? And this you, man. Yahweh Shemashah showed this to his men, and we show it to you people, and only people gonna understand it is the elect, all right? So jumping back up to verse 2, it say, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication, meaning the philosophies, all right? All these other nations, you know what I'm saying, govern their countries off of what they seen America do, all right? They've been made drunk with the whore of this wine, with the wine from this whore, all right? Verse 3, it says, so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sitting upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of the name of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. All right. Let me see. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet colored. All right. And when they said the 7 heads and 10 horns, those 7 heads. All right. Let me show you that as well. 1 second. All right. This is the 7 heads with the 10 horns. This is the chart right here. All right. You see the 7 heads, all right? Those are basically Esau's rulership, the kingdoms of Esau, his rulership, all right? You got German the Major, the Romans, the French, the Spanish, Germania Maya, the British, and the Greeks, all right? What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's 7, all right? And all right, and the 10 horns, all right, is basically NATO and the EU, all right? This is what they're talking about. And you see the woman that's sitting on top of this thing right here is America, all right? So yeah, and those are the right here. You can see it says the 10 horns represent the I can't read that, but it's the European Union pretty much. All right, the EU. All right. So yeah, that's that. So let me go back to the scriptures now. All right, it say and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet colored and decked with golds and pearls. With golds and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of the abominations and filthiness of her fornication, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. All right, and this is talking about America. All right, America is, all right, Mystery Babylon. All right, and is ruled by the daughter of Babylon. All right, the Edomites. All right, Esau is the daughter of Babylon. All right, and to prove that, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hit 2 scriptures real quick, and I'm gonna get ready to close this out. I ain't gonna make it too long. Go to Zechariah chapter 2, and I'm gonna start at verse 6. It say, Ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north, saith the Most High Yahweh. For I have spread you abroad as the 4 winds of heaven, saith the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter of Babylon. All right. So it's telling you the Israelites are going to be dwelling with the daughter of Babylon in the end days. All right. And to find out who the daughter of Babylon is, all right, all you got to do is go to Psalms 137. It's going to tell you who the daughter of Babylon is, what nation of people is identified as the daughter of Babylon, all right? This is Psalms 137 and verse 7. It say, Remember, O Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the children of Edom, children of Esau, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. All right, so there you go. All right, the Edomites are the daughter of Babylon. All right, let me go to Isaiah 47, starting at verse 1. It say, Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Edomites, sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for there shall no more be called tender and delicate. All right, so Esau, your nakedness have been seen, all right? That's Jeremiah 49 and 10, all right? Verse 2, it say, Take the millstones and grind meal, uncover the locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yeah, thy shame shall be seen, all right? And Esau, your shame is being seen, all right? It's shameful spewing on your glory. Everybody sees you for the wicked, red devil that you are, all right? It says, I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man. As for our Redeemer, the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. All right, and when they say he's not going to meet you as a man, that's because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is going to burn you niggas up. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is coming back with the chariots. All right, and he's going to smoke you goddamn devils. He's going to put his spirits in them, he's going to put his spirit in those ICBM missiles as well. That's why ain't now one going to miss his mark. Ain't now one of them going to crash into each other. They're going to go where Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai ordained them to go. All right, and they're going to hit every mark. All right, they're going to burn everything up. All right. So Esau, Edom, you know what I'm saying? You've been made bare. The men of the Lord, you know what I'm saying? We see you, nigga. We know you, nigga. We know what you about. You might as well come on with your Maxine. All right, come on with your RFID microchip, mark of the beast. All right, and get this show on the road. Because the quicker you do that, the quicker you going into change, boy. All right. I'm going to get one more scripture and close out. This is Jeremiah 49 and 10. It says, But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not. All right. Let me get another one. Not that one. Well, nah, because I'm going to close it out, you know what I'm saying? You can continue on to Jeremiah 49 and 10 on down. All right. I think it's on down through about 19. All right. It's going to tell you the judgment that's coming to Esau as well. All right. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to close out with this. I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and where I learn this truth. Shalom.